Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Mobius Front 83, where today we're protecting critical assets or whatever and there's wars and tanks. None of that stuff matters. This right here, this is what matters. Although I'm sure the contents of this message are just gonna bum me out. Alright, interesting. We gotta create a couple of H shapes out of this. How do we want to do that? Well, if we split this guy, and then we do this thing, and then union and amplify and split. There you go. That's one of them. It's probably a better way to have done that, I'm sure. And then, I mean, we could pretty much just... It's a little hard to use the oscillator in this case. But we could do kind of a similar thing here, right? So, like, at this stage... This is going to be a messy solution with more steps than are necessary. But if we... At this stage, do one of these... The fact that I'm not using all of my inputs suggests to me that this is not the not the most optimal one of these. Oh wait, no, this doesn't work. You can't move things left and right in the same way that you can move things up and down. So okay, but what we can do, let's see, we can do a left and right split on this guy. Am I going to have to move my whole solution up one tile? Because the game doesn't really offer a good way of doing that. This is pretty non-optimal. Is there an easier way to get a single center dot? Yeah, there totally is. Okay, hold on. Let me back some of this stuff up. Because if we were to split this, it would give us just a center, right? But I guess there's not really a very convenient way to do that. Okay. Split, and then take just the middle channel off of this, and then combine it with the thing I just did, which I guess I just do over here instead. So we do a left-right, reunite them. Yeah, I mean, it's messy, but it does produce the outputs. This is bad. Almost nobody did as poorly on this puzzle as I did. Back here defending a place we don't even want to be in, and a command so slow to respond, that's foobar, and Randy doesn't like it. Not one bit. There's very little in my life that I fear more than disappointing Randy. So, I mean, obviously we have this split output that we're not actually using. I could have pulled a center channel out of this. Hold on, we're gonna back it up. I'm gonna re-puzzlinate my solution here. So, hold on, we have this split. Thing is, we can pull all of this stuff back a bit. Center channel this guy. There we go. That does make things a little bit easier. So, like... Right, that's a much better solution. Very little changes, but now we're in the you done a good job part of the histogram. I feel better about that. If they end this narrative by killing Randy, my heart is going to be broken. Alright, protect critical assets as they are escorted back to the gate. We went in there and we stole some stuff. Gonna escort 4 trucks to here. From... Okay, over here. So, we again have this situation where we're weak until phase 2, which really doesn't... It doesn't make any sense for us to move until phase 2 happens, right? We want to just, like, fortress up as best as possible, keep them back, and then when phase 2 reinforcements happen, we have local strength. We have a local strength advantage. So pretty much the same units as last time. I do like a VADS. We don't have any SAM teams, which hopefully means we're not going to have to deal with quite as many helicopters, I guess. It's pretty hard to imagine it's wrong to bring a Sheridan, though. The Sheridan's so good. So how do we want to approach this? We have to assume that near the hive structures we're going to see those big vehicle chomping monstrosities. I mean, one thing we could do is we could play, like, forward to here, rush, and try to control this space. Let's give it a shot, at least. And then what else do we want to bring? It might be a good idea to bring in one of these things, even though they're bad. If we're actually playing defense, setup units get tremendously better. A huge part of the reason that the setup units are awful is because you are always moving forward on offense. So, in a situation like this, it might actually be okay. And then we'll bring in VADS as well. And we'll see how this works out for just holding our position. Alright, so we can move as far forward as this, which gives us some pretty solid control over the area. Do we want to drop our guys off first? I don't want to drop them off from here, I guess. So we'll just use them to establish vision there. Okay. Normal dudes. I can't, I can. Okay, that's an anti-tank missile team, so that's pretty bad. That's bad news for us. If I move you to here... Okay, you do still have vision. I'm gonna move this thing to right here, where it's less likely to be in danger from the missile team. And then we're gonna basically just, like, hold this position for 4 turns. Right. Artillery makes jeeps even worse than they usually are, which is pretty bad. So now it becomes the case that we have to hide the jeep somewhere where... And of course they have static defenses in addition to all of their other advantages. Now we gotta hide the jeep somewhere. Well, I do think I want to just shoot this thing. I don't think I care about the helicopter at this point. Let's just get rid of the anti-vehicle guys, and the jeep has to back up. It's not even usable for the one job it's supposed to be able to do. Well, it turns out that under no circumstances are we allowed to move this jeep to safety. They will just bring more stuff around. So you have to back up now to here. You hide in these trees, I guess. I want better vision. Here, let's drive the jeep back here, even though that guarantees that the jeep gets shot at by the mortar again, though. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know where their other teams are, and I would like to be in as good of a position to threaten the anti-tank missile team as possible. Oh, that's a tank. Well, shit. Fortunately, we get the rest of our reinforcements here. But yeah, our jeep is dead, because jeeps are horrible. So how do we want to set up for this? We know what they're going to do. I'm going to move you to here so that we have as much vision as possible of the enemies. We can put some pressure on that guy. We can run the Jeep down here, and maybe maybe in this position I won't be visible to anybody. I really need them to not howitzer this Jeep just yet. These guys are gonna... Yeah, if I can see them, they can see me. That sucks. Alright, and this is the turn where we get our reinforcements. So, is it 3 more Sheridans and a Vads? Probably, right? Like, anything that doesn't have armor is dramatically weakened because of the existence of the howitzer, and also things that don't have armor are bad already, like even when they're not artificially weaker than usual. So I think we're pulling in a Sheridan right here. This seems like a pretty good spot. And then, like, maybe... Yeah, maybe another one right there, and another one right here to make it clear to these guys that they need to run. This'll motivate them to move to that space because it's the only place they can't be shot, which I think I'm cool with. And then, yeah, a Vads, because the Vads will not get torn apart by the howitzers. And I don't know where it goes, honestly. I guess it goes up here to be a threat to these helicopters. Try to keep them from using them to spot as much as possible. And then we're going to have to place our trucks, right? Yep. Alright, all the trucks just go in the back corner. And we will try to figure this out. Huh. Well, I can't say I think that's a very good play. Really weird decision making. Okay, so now we have to figure out how we want to approach this. I'm gonna have this VAD sweep around here, and we're gonna see like what the number of vehicle eaters in this area looks like. Can you see? You have a little bit of vision. Yeah, unfortunately, they do know where all of my stuff is. They have perfect information here on account of the line of sight provided by these rifle teams. And that is bad. That is bad for us. Let's just dislodge everything and start moving toward the trees, and maybe we can put a little pressure on those tanks, even though with their amount of armor, they don't have too much to fear. Wow. Okay. We got lucky twice in a row. I'll take it. Who can see what? Alright, 3 of us can see this guy. God damn it. Alright, let's roll up and fingers crossed for the heat round. Cool. And then we get 1 shot on this guy. Alright, that's not horrible. You and you work together to kill him. You threaten that dude. You get in those trees. Hide. They don't have vision of this area back here for free anymore. We've killed enough of their dudes, so hopefully they don't get to hammer us with the artillery anymore. So it does seem like they're pretty heavy on infantry this time. Okay, I mean, we rolled pretty poorly on our actual attacks, but it would be hard to argue that we are not performing well above expectation on our Or rather, that they are not performing well below expectation on their stuff. Let's spend the attack from this guy. I guess I could do a stationary heat round here. We might be able to save, yeah, save valuable limited ammo. Okay, now this is annoying. How do we want to deal with that? Oh, well, this thing's probably dead. I really wish I had better vision over here. Alright, I think we are going to put a Sheridan up front like this to constrain these guys' movement. And if they move forward to this space and then take the shot here, we can shoot them with this guy plus 2 vehicles in these 2 spaces. But we definitely want to try to stop them from getting vision of our, stop them from getting vision of the trucks if we can. Alright, put a little bit of pressure on like this. Doesn't make any sense for you to move forward. Nor for any of you to move, really, except that that thing's, you know what, that thing's coming around. We should probably move some of the trucks up here. I don't want any of them to go past this, because I don't want them to be too visible, but we should definitely get them away from that thing, at least. It is a real shame that none of these guys ever seem to be much of a threat to the enemy vehicles. Why did these guys move instead of shooting, do you think? Very strange. Also, this thing is very clearly just programmed to pursue my units at all costs. That's a little bit of a bummer. I guess that's how they add pressure to the corner strategy. If it chases us any further, we can have some of our actual combat vehicles turn around and kill it. Do I want to roll up close enough to hit this thing with the heat round? They're gonna get one more tank plus like 2 helicopters full of guys or something like that on this next reinforcement phase. So how far forward is it safe to play, and what do we want to do? Well, actually, if I move to here, I can just use my machine gun. Here, we're gonna send these guys forward to heat round range. Okay, and then we can finish it with the machine gun. One more thing that is not giving them vision anymore. All right, and it's looking like if we could kill this tank, we might. Oh, I actually have no idea. I haven't been counting. I was going to say maybe that's all of the stuff they brought out in those first couple of waves, but yeah, I don't think I have a count. Wow. Yeah, they've rolled like really low, which I extremely appreciate. So how do we want to deal with this dude? Well, I mean, it looks like we can set up here and here, and that could be a real big problem. Break line of sight. I'm going to pursue here just to take some health off of some of these guys. Maybe that's dangerous. Alright, and I don't exactly know what my plan is with the trucks yet. I don't much fancy trying to move all the trucks through this narrow area here into a place where I'm sure there are going to be anti-vehicle aliens, anti-vehicle bugs, but maybe it'll turn out to be the right move. Let's take this tank down and then we'll figure it out. Wow. I would be super annoyed. And the thing is, like, it still sucks. Even when the luck goes our way, it still sucks that, like, it's being determined by luck to that degree. That's a real bummer, man. We continue to annoy these guys, because I do care about them a little bit. Alright, I don't exactly know what my plan is over here, and I do not want to move too far forward, for fear of exposing myself to a situation where I need to, you know, be stationary to handle it. But it's looking like maybe moving the trucks up the road is the right play. We'll see. We'll convoy up. Let's see what happens. They have all the units they're ever going to have, and they rolled really badly. So we have more of a chance than we probably should. Let's just go ahead and make sure those guys are dead. It looks like they definitely did bring in at least a couple more helicopters worth of dudes. They have so many infantry units. I want the VADs to do some of this work, because they have less important positioning stuff to do. Alright, lots and lots of enemy infantry. Can you see... Yeah, the trees don't occlude your vision until all the way down here. So this is an okay spot to stop. You know what? I'll have this one stop there. You roll all the way through. Maybe even to here. And I'm gonna... Okay. Obviously these guys are still a problem for the trucks, but this is looking like maybe a viable move for the moment. You know, I've been saying some things. I'm surprised that they have vision. I guess it must be this infantry unit can see all that far back. Well, we're gonna have to cut those dudes down, so let's have you move up here. Okay, we got a bunch of helicopters. We can gun these guys down pretty easily. And then I think the other ones probably don't have vision back here because of the trees right there. I've been talking a lot about how I feel about some of the decision making around not just the idea of random damage, but specifically to have all of the units in the game have a random damage range that includes the health of all other units, so you can never under any circumstances know whether an attack will be a kill or not. And I've been frustrated and saying, hey, you obviously shouldn't do this thing. Why would you do this? But when I say you obviously shouldn't do this thing, it's only like half of a thought, right? You obviously shouldn't do this thing if X is your goal in the design of the game. Where in this case, X is like your game is fair feeling and solvable in a like strategy game kind of way. The more I think about it, the more I think that's probably just not what Zachtronics is going for here, right? Like, this story has turned out very much to be about how, you know, how monstrous war is, really. And if you're trying to make a game where you want to represent war as, like, a capricious thing, the outcome of which is difficult to project from any side, and which is, you know, just going to involve a lot of suffering on all sides, no matter what, this is actually not like a bad way to make the combat feel. I'm not saying that I think that that's definitely what they're doing or what they were thinking when they made these design decisions, but I am saying I think that this design is a valid way of accomplishing that goal. I think they're doing a fine job if that is what they were going for. Let's keep 2 of the Sheridans on each side for the moment. We don't actually care about the bug swarms. Now we're going to have a dangerous moment right here. We're gonna want to have one of the VADs leave. I'm just gonna do it like this. Yeah, this VADs will lead through there. I don't know why they keep landing their helicopters. Maybe it's maybe the AI for how to move the helicopters isn't updated to treat the machine gun as though it can be fired from the air. So they land because that's how they've been programmed to keep the machine gun ready. Because, you know, I was just trying to think about, like, what are they trying to accomplish with all these character vignettes that have little or, in most cases, no plot relevance of any kind, right? They're definitely going for a feeling. They're trying to create a sense of these people, and as such, what this conflict means in personal costs. And when you think about it that way, when you think about the narrative design in that way, I think the combat design does start to make a certain kind of sense. Alright, it turns out, like, it's very difficult for the enemy to deal with units that can move and shoot. Move and shoot is super powerful, armor is super powerful, and it just so happens there's one kind of unit that has a lot of both of those things. Alright. Oh, okay. It turns out not even to be a good one of these. Well, that being the case, I do believe we are ready to just push the trucks forward then. I mean, I want to be a little bit careful here about bottlenecking myself, but I'm pretty sure we've destroyed all of their meaningful units. Let's bring one Sheridan through here. You stay right where you are. Okay. Looks pretty safe to me. So these guys really shouldn't move forward anymore, right? Okay, they do have a tank remaining. Well, we'll just do this. It will be very difficult for that tank to come forward and get anything accomplished this way. I think we're guilty in video games a lot of not considering the mechanics in terms of their narrative implications and not considering the narrative in terms of its mechanical implications. And I'm just as guilty of this as anyone, as I've just shown, having not considered that thing I was talking about until just this moment. So I'm a little embarrassed. I'm a little embarrassed that it took me this long to think about it with that lens, because that should have been a much more, maybe not automatic, but that should have been a thing that didn't take me this long to get around to. Alright, that tank is going to take something out, and then we are going to punish it severely for doing so. Alright, that was, I believe, the smartest move you had available. Let's just get you out of the way. And unfortunately, here's that bottleneck I was talking about. Now, those guys can deal damage to trucks. It's only 1 damage. And I'm not going to let it slow me down at all. But they will do a little bit. These poor dudes are by a huge margin the worst unit in the game. Like, I've got a lot of negative things to say about the Jeeps, but at least the Jeeps can, you know, move around, and just random infantry is really disadvantaged by the mechanics here. And I guess, you know, also by the real-world mechanics of actual war. So again, probably a point being made there.
Stay glued to those trucks. We need everyone in there alive.
Alive? Who are these guys?
People who know how to make the gates and how to use them.
Well, we better be dumping them back here once we're done with them.
I don't think they're coming over just to be interrogated. Look, some of them have their families with them.
Ah, shit. Well, I better not have to talk to any of them. Don't think I can stop my fist from lodging in their jaws.
Yeah. Bam!
It's true, it can sometimes be difficult to talk to an American without a fistfight starting. ISRO use the energy of the sun to ingest minerals and build more of themselves. The largest are stationary, often 10 or more feet tall, and store energy and minerals to produce swarms of smaller ISRO. These seek out mineral deposits either in the ground or in the form of man-made objects, such as vehicles and equipment. When an appropriate spot is found, they burrow underground and begin to grow, consuming minerals for later use, and then emerge from the ground much larger, become stationary, and etc. I guess that's a little repetitive, etc. Okay, so these things are a stage in the life cycle right before the... I guess I see the shape, yeah. These are all the same organism. And that's bad. We don't like this organism. This is one of the worst organisms. Alright, more escort missions. I get why you would put so many escort missions in a row here. Video game players do famously love escort missions. So, 6 trucks. Are we coming in the top right? Yeah, okay. I mean, same deal? Pretty similar deal, anyway. We don't have access to the VADs, which is a shame, because I actually really like the VADs. We do have a Jeep, but it can't move and shoot. Okay, we also have the move and shoot Jeep. It's hard to justify a Jeep, but if you're gonna take one, the one that can move and shoot is probably the right one to take. Let's put you here. You command a lot of space, and then we are definitely somewhat lower on anti-tank weaponry this time. Maybe we bring in an APC, try to hustle an ATGM to there. I mean, I don't love that. The guy's just going to get mortared to death anyway. But we don't have anything else that can affect a tank in any way, so... I guess? This doesn't feel very good. I don't like the very small number of guns that we have here. And then, yeah, we just hold out until our reinforcements come in again. There's really not any reason for us to employ any other kind of strategy. And then you can't move before shooting. I guess I could have thought about this a little bit more. I should have placed these guys here because I should have moved this thing into this space this turn. Right, from right here it has pretty abbreviated angles. Alright, well, I'm not going to move it right now. We'll just set it up for the moment. But I don't like that. I did a bad here. Alright, well... Listen, if they're content to just give us time for our reinforcements to catch up, I'm cool with it. It does sort of seem like that's what they're doing, right? You also set up. And then I'm a little reluctant to move any closer than this. So, like, I don't think I want to swing these guys up around, because I don't think these dudes are moving forward again. I guess head out into the open, and good luck to you. Alright, you guys are the forward scouts. Sorry about that. Seems like the enemy is content to play very defensively on this one. And then, do we want... I kind of think I want one of these. I don't love any of our options. At one point. But at least this thing can move and shoot. Or maybe it's the mortar carrier. Take advantage of the armor. It sure is nice for things to have armor. It's just this guy can only shoot at things I don't care about. it's a really awkward set of circumstances. This thing at least could shoot at a helicopter in theory. You know, we'll just have to keep it out of enemy vision for a while. Oh, right, I do have to put the trucks on the table. Oh, that's not a space. Okay, so they're simply not going to come for us. They're going to make us come to them. I feel a lot more comfortable doing that with all the Sheridans. So, how far forward do we want to go before we start offloading troops? Because, like, if I move and end up in range of something, I can't fire any of my weapons with the guys on board, and they can't get off because the Sheridan moved. But I certainly don't want to just, like, dump them all in the forest back here where they're useless. We'll move some stuff up. Here, you guys get in there because you're blocking. And I do not feel safe moving the, yeah, I don't feel safe moving the trucks forward yet. The atmosphere of this mission is definitely creepy. Okay, I'm actually, like, completely relieved to see a real enemy. Okay, so you guys get off there. Let's have you guys dislodge 2. Get rid of that thing. I mean, obviously I'm going to back up. Is this a mortar? No. This is a blinder. Not exactly terrifying. Alright, you're going to back up again. We're maybe going to be in a position here where we want to be able to actually shoot at stuff. I'm going to move this one. We're going to drop this guy right here, because this gives us a line of sight down into the south area and to the west, and even a little bit north. I think this is where we want to set you up until we sort of figure things out a little bit more. And since they brought one vehicle up top, I suspect there will be more. Yep, there sure is. Alright, well, I think our positioning's pretty solid. Right now, we're both on 15 points worth of units. They're gonna have a strength advantage in a couple of turns here, and I would like to counter that. But to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think we're going to be able to. I just don't think we don't have the movement speed, and I definitely don't feel safe just like charging them. So I'm gonna move these guys down into these trees, and actually I'm gonna try to get all these guys across this open area. This is about the only place that I'm imagining is going to be safe from both those sets of swarms. You know what? Let's have these dudes get over here so these guys can get on this Sheridan and get brought up here. And I'm going to leave this one right where it is, I think. We don't need to keep the Jeep over here for vision because the trucks can see up there if anything really tries to push through. Or we could use these guys. That's just as good. And then if I do this, it'll probably bait that thing forward, which I think is a good thing for us. I think I want that to happen. Okay. I mean, this thing's not going to drive forward into us, right? Let's just stay here for a moment. Interesting that it backed up, though. Oh, right, dudes. Okay, can't quite see those tiles. Let's maybe just put you up here for the moment. This is going to be a tough one. They have a lot of defensive vehicles. And the way we should counter those defensive vehicles, in theory, is with our infantry. But that's not going to be trivial to do. We have a lot of distance to cover, and threats that there's no way to deal with in the way of doing so. In fact, I don't even know why I moved that guy forward. He's just going to have to come back. Because this thing's going to move to threaten, I'm sure. Okay, he just went for it. These things don't have their own turn. I think that's the first time we've ever seen that happen. Like, all of the enemy forces went, and then the neutrals went, and then this guy shot that neutral. Huh. I don't know what to make of that. Wow, they're really bringing the stuff in over here. Well, I can't get any more aggressive. They can't either. I'm not going to spend long-range missiles shooting at these things if I don't absolutely have to. Yeah, the problem is we don't actually know if one of those anti-tank trucks is in that space. It totally could be, right? So unfortunately, I can't really move forward. Oh, hey, wait a minute. They did just walk some... Oh, no, that's right. This thing has the really short range. Shoot, I was thinking it has the viable anti-tank weapon. But no, it does not. In that case, you are in extremely the wrong spot. This should be a Sheridan. Alright, well, that's not, like, awesome. We're gonna have to play this pretty carefully. We have to get to the bottom left. So there's some possibility, the way the enemies are moving, that we'll be able to keep some of their forces alive and just, like, move around them. Ugh. Right, because they have a lot of stuff in the top left corner. Now, we do have a TIS 330 to find, and I would bet it's up here somewhere. So maybe the thing I'm saying right now is not actually true. Do we want to take control? I think we do. I think we want to move forward and take control of this area. Do I want to spend anti-tank ammo on this? I think no. Right, we can just heat these things and it'll work. It will work fine. Oh, that's a solution. Really hard to know if that's a safe move. I'm gonna move this guy up aggressively. Now that I understand which weapon he's wielding, I understand that he is not super valuable to us, but he can be a spotter. Alright, so it is probably safe to do this and just try to... Well, if I'm gonna move up like this, I have to heat round that thing first, which I do not want to have to do. We can move up to 3 spaces away and just machine gun the Jeep. I do want to take out these blinders. Like, they're actually potentially a problem. And there's no way I get to shoot a heat round at the Jeep. Because if I move forward this far, I have to heat that thing. So yeah, I guess I will move one of the Sheridans to here, make a normal attack on the Jeep, and then I can move this thing way up. Even to here, I think. Yeah. They have given us license to pull this nonsense. This Jeep needs to move forward because it's going to have to function as a spotter. And you should not do anything. Yeah, because I don't actually care about these hives. Oof. So we are sort of corralling them up in the top left. If we can push forward down here a little bit, I may start moving the trucks in this direction. Alright, let's see about that. Let's see about taking over this area. So you can move here. You have this heat round, which makes this safe. Yeah, I guess just back up. Then you could get all the way up to here. I don't know exactly what I want to do with all these units. Alright. You get heated. I don't think I do heat you, because I think the odds of me not killing this one are so great that maybe what I do instead is just drive away from it. Yeah, I think we just have to bail out on this one. Not happy about it. Okay, so they have a ton of stuff down here. But I'm going to start moving the trucks in that direction. I think that's likely to be our path. Not even bother to kill all the enemies, just carve a quick run, and we'll leave a bunch of stuff alive up here. Although if we do that, we do have to devote some effort to having somebody attempt to find the TIS team. Okay, now that this thing is within range of 2 heat attacks, 2 stationary heat attacks, I feel much more comfortable. Yeah. So you can see, yep, that was bait. I had that feeling, you know? It seemed like it was probably a trap. Okay, don't really want to show my Jeep to their mortar Jeep. That seems not ideal. My guess is the TIS team is in this little copse of woods up here. Actually, it may be the case that we can just have this rifle team sneak all the way across the map and handle that. Yeah, I mean, he'll keep things settled for a minute here. Shit. Yeah, not having vision, man. It's very dangerous. I'm gonna not move these forward. Again, let's hold off for a second. So this thing's dead, and that's, like, hugely bad. Okay, well, at least they wasted this guy's turn attacking it, when it was definitely already dead. Okay, all of a sudden we lose. Yeah, wow, they have way more than 20 points worth of units. We have to get 4 trucks through? I mean, I think we have to abandon the northern route altogether. Yeah, pretty sure. And you have to stay over here just enough to provide vision, and we gotta start moving the trucks. We're just gonna go for it, because I think losing losing one Sheridan to a bad move and another Sheridan to, a blind luck suicide attack on their part has diminished our total force enough that there's no way we can repel them anymore. So we just have to make a decisive move now, and it has to work or we die. Yeah, because now they have enough vehicles that they can just bum rush us. Yep, and there's bug stuff moves up to defend their jeeps. And they get to move before or after the bugs, whichever one's more convenient. I don't really know how I'm going to deal with this, honestly. No, I do. I'm going to move both these Sheridans close enough, and then we're going to have to do 2 moving heat rounds, and it just is going to have to die. And if it doesn't, then it's going to take another Sheridan, and that's the end of the mission. See, this is one of those situations where it's clipping across the edge of a hex that has blocking, and there's no way to look at this and know that this shot works, because we've seen shots that are identical to this that don't work. So you just have to actually range it out with the game's in-game tool. And don't get me wrong, I very much appreciate that there is an in-game tool. But also, what if the rules were just consistent? Right? This is bad, man. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a tough go of it here. Okay, that was very lucky. Okay, so this thing's moved up into a position such that... Oh no, it has failed. We can, in fact, still get close enough to fire the heat rounds. Or wait, can we fire... Yeah, we can get them both out. Oh no, we can't. Never mind. This guy kills us if we try it. Yeah, because we can't move to this space or this space. So we have room for exactly 1 heat round. So we just have to roll the 4. Okay. Well, now we can try to roll the 4 again next turn with the 1 remaining vehicle that we have. You guys gotta drive. Drive as best you can. We need all 6 of our trucks available for the turn where we do the hard rush, because they are potentially all going to die. So what do we do with these guys? If I move forward to threaten the enemy units, we just get eaten by bugs. And the bugs will definitely not kill the enemy units. They will only kill our stuff. So, not much I can do here, really. Yeah, those guys are in the only places they can be. Okay. Hey, that was pretty lucky. But of course, they've got a solution. You fucking... With that thing alive, it's not possible for us to move the trucks forward safely at all. Well, we don't really have a lot of choices, because the tanks that are coming up behind us. So yeah, we just drive the trucks forward, and if they kill us, they kill us, but if we stay back, they kill us, so... I will expose guys to the trucks, and hopefully that will, we'll expose guys to the bugs, and hopefully that'll cause the bugs to go after them instead. Fingers crossed. Okay, the enemies are not totally optimally focusing. Okay, yep, there it is. It's a real shame. Like I was pretty excited about the prospect of the bug missions. Because I always think it's cool when there's a third side in a strategy game. I think it can introduce a lot of interesting pressures and affect the decision making of both players in really cool ways. But unfortunately, it has turned out that there isn't actually a third side here. There's just free units for our enemies on top of all of the other free units they have on top of all the other advantages they have, which is rough. So I'm not exactly sure how we want to go at that yet, when we try it again, but I do know it's not going to be right now. Unfortunately, we are out of time, so that's going to have to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When we come back next time, I don't know, maybe we try pushing along the north side of that mission. We're probably going to have to go up there to clip the TIS team anyway, right? And that way we could at least try to clear out the howitzer, or... Yeah, I don't know. I don't much like trying to move through the northern part of that because the way it's shaped. We'll see. When you come back next time, on Monday, we'll give that a try. And we'll see you then.